A lot of gun laws that are really kind of very strict, and even, I think, in my own personal view, kind of unconstitutional. And so, a lot of the counties, especially in the eastern part of the state, started, a month or so ago, enacting these resolutions, basically saying that they, agree with the citizens' right to have the Second Amendment, or their Second Amendment rights, and that they're not gonna put any money toward taking away those rights, basically. And it's kind of filtered into Middle Tennessee, and I'll be honest with you, hope it goes across the state. Now, it is somewhat in its own way symbolic, but basically, it puts our legislators on notice that we as a county agree that the Second Amendment is important to us, and that we expect them to, fight for our rights. So, it is what it is. I'm not gonna read it all out loud. I mean, anybody's welcome to a copy of it in the crowd if you want it, because I've got a copy. I made several. But unless you have any questions on it, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second, motion to accept this resolution. It's, 2020-1, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's a resolution, declaring Cannon County a Second Amendment safe haven county. Been a motion made, been seconded, any discussion?
Did not former governor Haslam make sanctuary illegal in Tennessee?
I think that was in reference to, immigration, was it not?
It's been a sanctuary city.
Yes.
This is a safe haven.
This is the same thing that Wayne County passed, except for the safe haven law.
Right.
It's
Pretty
not
much.
the same thing, it said sanctuary city, sanctuary county.
I took the word sanctuary out because I don't particularly care for that word. I do think it's got ties to,
You can leave the implementation.
I don't particularly care, and that's why I changed that one word from sanctuary to Second Amendment safe haven, because safe haven does mean basically the same thing. But, I mean, I actually reached out to, Senator Pody and Representative Boyd. Both of them actually, were very supportive of it, didn't seem to have no problems. I also reached out to Darrell, the sheriff, and, he was very supportive of it too. So, I mean, it is what it is, so.
Right, you got
Of course, you touched on it, but since Darrell's here, Darrell, would you voice any comments at all from your perspective from a sheriff of this county, and maybe having conversation with other sheriffs in the adjoining counties, since we do know, based on the news report, there's at least a couple of adjoining counties that has this out there, in the house about?
I feel safe in speaking for all 95 sheriffs across the county, because if you read our mission statement on the Tennessee Sheriff Association, we're all pro Second Amendment. I highly support this. The sheriffs are across the state too. I think everybody that's not a felon ought to be able to carry a weapon for their own protection. I put a couple posts on Facebook that, been getting a lot of good comments and likes on it. You may not like a gun, that's fine. You may not believe in God, that's your choice. But if something happens at your house, the first people you're gonna call is the police, afraid that they get there before something happens. That's what we do, that's what every citizen out here does. I hope I can stand up if an emergency arises in this county and, deputize as many law-abiding citizens as I can to back and support me if things go south. And I'm against red flag laws. We got too many laws on the books now for guns. It ain't the law-abiding citizens that has the problem, it's your criminals that has the problem. But the legislature wants to hold it against the law-abiding citizens. I highly support the Second Amendment.
I'll say this much too, I put this out there, and I did not get not a single person was against the idea. I mean, it was 100% support for it in every way, so just want to put that out there.
Anybody else?
I'd like to say, working in the field, kind of, not like Darrell, but in that field, that you can get the hands out of the honest people, but you're not gonna get guns out of the hands of the criminals, so I think we should have a right to protect ourselves.
Yes.
Anybody?
Thank you, Darrell, appreciate your comment.
This is talking about selecting laws to enforce and what not to enforce too, in some sense. I support the Second Amendment, folks. I'm like Darrell. If you a law-abiding citizen, you ought to be able to tow a pistol without a permit. I'll take that one step further.
So you're for constitutional carry?
You call it whatever you want, as long as you ain't a criminal, I feel you should have the right to carry a firearm. This here, I feel, is, vote pandering for the next election.
Really?
Yep. Me? I didn't say you for it. If the shoe fits, put it on.
I honestly and truly don't care if people vote for me or not vote for me because of this right here, so I'll put that out there. I mean, I do this because I carry and I believe in the right to carry, and I believe that we should absolutely never put any money that would prohibit somebody from doing that, and basically that's what this thing says, so people can like it or not like it, as far as voting goes.
Anybody else?
If I was gonna pander, I'd wait until the year we were running.
You got a motion to accept? Then do you say? You will. Call roll.
Janine Floyd. I'm kind of torn. I kind of agree with Russell. I don't know that it's really needed because it's covered in the Constitution and in the Tennessee state law. Kind of just seems like it's unnecessary. However, I know there's a big movement for this, that people seem to think that this is necessary. So I'm torn. So, yes.
Russell Reed,
No.
Corey Davenport.
Yes.
Karen Ashford,
Yes.
Jim Bush,
Yes.
Greg Mitchell,
Yes.
Brent Brandon,
Yes.
Randy Gannon.
See what Russell's saying, Ms. Floyd, but I do believe that everybody has a right to protect themselves. And kind of way I look at this, it's making sure that it's just saying, hey, we do not want our rights taken away here in Tennessee. And it gives a message to the lawmakers that, hey, this is the way we feel. So, yes.
Ronnie Lang,
Well, I really read it, I appreciate everybody's comments here tonight. I, certainly believe the second is right by having permit in my wallet when I was in, and I have guns, except, I know it's just symbolic. I know we have the opportunity as commissioners, maybe more, so that residents would feel comfortable calling a representative tonight, and to make our individual voices known. So, I'll say that, but I recognize it's a symbolic.
eight, four, one, motion carried.
Motion carried. Number 12 on the agenda, County Attorney Chris Coates to discuss Old Hospital. Chris, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, I'm gonna stand up here so everybody can hear me. On the old hospital, Brent set up a meeting with myself and what was supposed to be, Chris Bainbridge. Mr. Bainbridge brought 4 of his staff members, the attorney, on down. And we had a nice talk. It took a long time. I told him what I thought, he told me what he thought. Mr. Bainbridge wanted to, put a lock on the door if we didn't have it fixed up in 6 months. And he said he wasn't looking to extend that. I told him some reasons why it would be good to extend it at least to the middle of November, notwithstanding the election, because if they shut it down in 6 months, that means they have to move the election commission, which would just be pandemonium. This is gonna have state and federal ramifications. So he decided maybe we could change that to middle of November. We have to have a decision made though by the next council meeting. He told me, he said, I want you to let me know what the council says, and then you'll have to write me an order every 2 months to let me know how things are progressing. At that time, I will decide each 2 months whether we're gonna leave the door open or whether we're gonna lock it shut. So we sat down and we talked, and he said 3 things that he was gonna insist on being fixed. And if we can fix those, then they're gonna leave us alone. Number 1, the ceiling tiles, paint ceiling tiles. He said those have to be painted with an asbestos paint, so it'll stop any fire damage. He did insist that it would be a Class A fire retardant. So,
Can I ask you a question?
yes, sir.
Okay, so is he saying the ones that are up there now have to be painted, or we take those down and replace them with something?
No, he's saying you can paint over.
Oh, so we don't even have to take them down?
Don't even take them down. Now, I've gotten in touch with 3 contractors, and they're, talked with Brent. Brent showed them the building. They're gonna give us 3 bids. Do you know when they said they'd have the bids ready?
Hopefully by next week.
Okay.
They went through, except one didn't show up today, it was the 3rd, they rescheduled for tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So we've had 2 contractors come through today.
We will make sure that you're giving that information what their bids are. The second thing was the alarm system. They said the alarms have to be changed out, put in proper alarms, up-to-date alarms. That is where Freddie came in. We had a meeting with the school board, a couple members of it. And we told them, honestly, the other things, that paint is gonna be expensive, the paints are gonna be expensive. So we told them we could help us out, because really, if it's coming to where we just have to pay for everything, we couldn't do it. We really didn't believe we could do it. Freddie and the, what's the gentleman's name? Jaden.
Gentleman, thank you.
Looked at it, they were very much, willing to help us out. They're working, let me take it, because you can tell a lot better what y'all have done than I can.
Manager Joey? No problem, no problem. Always glad to talk to the commission. We should be here tonight, for Curtis, the director of County Schools. Chris, Coach met with, the Executive Bush and Chairman Fan, myself, had a good conversation also with the school board's attorney. And we looked at, partnering with you. We've always wanted to partner with you. I think you've heard me talk about that numerous times in front of this commission, and partnering with you in, trying to make sure that, this is done. We've been occupying that building since 1986. I won't rehash that. After an agreement between the school board director, the director of schools there, then the elected superintendent, and then the school board chairman and the county executive. So we've been occupants of that building since 1986. And so we've done some repairs over there. We've done some things to the, really some
things that have been done to help us in our job as the school board to help our students. And we've done that in anticipation of making sure, trying to be good tenants. And that's what we are, we're tenants. And we're glad to help, just like if you rent a house and you wanna do something and you wanna help that and to do that house and you get the landlord to do it, and you do it. That's what we have done. We try to be good tenants over that time. And I said at that meeting and other meetings that we would be glad to go back and help on our third of the building. There's 3 stories. We're the bottom third, the occupant of that, and we will be glad to on the things that were done, the things that were mentioned, lowering the fire alarms that are way up high. We tried to ascertain why they're, 7 feet tall to get to, but they're there probably because they didn't want kids to do without visitors to the hospital or gurneys or hit something hitting it, but they're way up high. They've got to be lowered to the specs on the alarm system. The double doors that are coming down the stairwells, probably on all 3 levels, will have to have magnetic lock or magnetic closures. So if the alarm activates, just like in our schools, when the alarm activates, then those doors will automatically close. And we said that we would be glad to do that on the bottom floor and be happy to do that. We've said that all along since day one, and be glad to do that. And so we met, had some good cordial conversation between attorneys, which is good, between the school board attorney and Ms. Coates, and just saying what can we do. But there are some legalities there that we can have to work out. But we'll be glad to assist. And Chairman Fan, I'll let you go from that aspect before the board.
I don't have a whole lot more to add to that. What I would like to say was, communication was great. County executive did a real good job in presenting what he had to present. That's the way we ought to conduct all the meetings. I was impressed. What was laid on the table and offered, I felt like was a pretty good deal. I can't speak for the rest of the board, it was just me. The way I took it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, we remain tenants. We help chip in some money to help fix and render this problem. And I'm all for that. I can't make that deal with you because we'll have to vote on it depending on what y'all do, but I was impressed with it. County remains the owner of the building and we remain being tenants. We haven't paid rent since we've been there, but we have really maintained the floor that we occupy, and you guys are welcome to come over and look at it and see it. We can continue to work together like this. I guess what we have to do next depends upon what y'all do. So, that's all I have to say.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Judge. The third thing that they, Commissioner Bainbridge wants done is the sprinkler heads. Frank talked a lot about that with the commissioner, assistant commissioner. And so the commissioner agreed that if we can just take the heads off and then put some caps on, he'll be satisfied with that. We'll have to decompress.
So you're talking about, shutting it off, basically, the.
Shutting off the sprinkler system.
Okay, capping it off.
Yes.
Okay.
Capping all the sprinklers and then decompressing the system so that it doesn't have any water in it. This will be.
They're okay to have a building without,
Sprinklers, yes.
huh?
Because of the type of business we have in it, the sprinkler is not required.
It was at one time when it was built for the hospital, it's not today because it's being reutilized in the office. So, an office space is not house.
Can
Can
I say something?
Yes.
The only reason the sprinkler system is in the building is because of the cane fiber tiles. If the cane fiber tiles are painted or removed, then it is not required to have a sprinkler system.
So, that's where we are. Brent, has 2 employees that are gonna start working on the sprinkler system. And how much time do you estimate on that?
I want to get through the paint process first.
Yes, we have to go through the paint process.
I have 1 employee really now. I thought I was gonna have 2, but I don't have enough room right now on my solid waste. I have essentially 3 part-time employees working solid waste, so I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But right now I have Ivan, who's really my only full-time. Thought I could work Brian West over some, but I've gotta juggle that more with, I've had 1 employee out sick this week, so it's just kind of the timeline. Kind of estimating what, I mean, at least from start to finish, you got 300 sprinkler heads, you do the math on it, get it decompressed. That part would have to have done from outside.
Correct.
Sprinkler head, yeah. I'll have to get it decompressed first.
And then two, we're offering to utilize help in the process to utilize our maintenance personnel to help decompress, not just decompress, but to take the sprinkler heads off.
Yes.
And then outside, Brett and I talked, Chairman's talked, we talked with the others about an outside agency who deals with us all the time, to come in and decompress. Once we get the go ahead decompress, and then Brett and I worked out a group where our maintenance personnel can assist in doing that too, to make it, do it quicker.
Now, as I said, I was told that I had to send to the assistant commissioner an update on what we're doing. First thing he wants to know is, what's the commission's decision? And so y'all can make that decision, but you gotta make it next meeting. We'll get the information that you're needing to make that decision. I have then got to send the Assistant Commissioner Bainbridge a letter the next week, whether you do that, or whether you won't do that. That will make an immediate decision on what he's gonna do. If y'all vote for keeping the, building open, then I've gotta send him a letter every 2 months, telling him how we are progressing. Any questions? All right, thank y'all now. Oh, and I want to say, I appreciate the school board and I appreciate Brent, because they're working to make sure that the county is saving money, and I think that deserves to be said, so you can get out and congratulate them all.
Thanks, sir. You got a question?
Yes. Are y'all wanting a decision on whether to keep this building functioning before we get a price on what it's gonna cost?
We're gonna send the prices, during this next, before the next meeting. You'll have, again, I'm just, based on contractors who shows up, how we get it, we'll try to get that to you, that way, by the next meeting, you can have some numbers in front of you, and you can make some judgment calls. And that's what, by March 5th, I think it was next meeting in March 5th.
Thank you.
In those numbers, Brent, could you somehow get a quote too on replacing the tiles as compared to paint? Like I say, that paint, I know it's not gonna be cheap, plus the labor putting it up too, it's not gonna be cheap.
Sure.
That kind of went into my question. I guess my question was gonna be, why are we trying to save the tiles when we just take them down? Would it not be probably cheaper to take them down than it would be to paint?
I'm not a fire expert, I just understand that if you take the tiles out, you got another problem with everything goes between that and the ceiling. So that creates a whole nother problem. The way they discussed it in the meeting with us, the easiest thing, the quickest thing to do would be to paint over the campfire tiles. That's what they said in the meeting with us. They didn't really discuss removing them, except for the fact, once you remove them, you get into a lot of unknowns, you got a lot of wiring, you got a lot of exposure, you may have to recoat it with foam and things of that nature.
You may have asbestos, which, as long as you don't move them around, asbestos is fine, but once you start moving things, you get that stirred up, then, come a huge amount.
Rick, have you ever had any trouble, cause I know you guys, like you say, have renovated a lot down on that bottom floor with water damage and stuff, I mean, you got trouble with contractors coming in with asbestos?
Well, the building has been inspected, just like our schools are. The building has been inspected on the air floor. Mainly asbestos that is in there is surrounding the piping. Some of the piping has the asbestos insulation in it, and around the old boilers that's located in the maintenance bay. And of course, we deal with that all the time with the schools. And what we do, you just don't bother it. Chris is exactly right. You don't disturb it. As long as you don't disturb it, you're okay, no problem. But on some of the tiles, we just moved over those 4 tiles. And probably, I don't know if these predate asbestos or not, that you're right below us, but as long as you have got that waxed over and you're leaving it alone, it's fine. It's when, we've had a school situation at West Side where we have asbestos, we pay asbestos individuals to come in, and they monitor that, and they check that for us. We had to remove some things at West Side, because we had to actually go through a room that had the ceiling tile, that had the floor tiles on them, and so we had to dig out there, so you had to have them to come and remove that before the digging took place. In another place, there was a pipe in the West Side gym that over the years where balls had hit it and other things hit it, that the asbestos inspector from the state wanted that pipe removed. So while we had the asbestos people there, we had them to remove that pipe too. And it was pricey. It wasn't outrageous, but it was pricey. And removing that we just removed the total pipe.
Over here, central office, have you had any trouble with asbestos when you get a contractor in?
Not as long as they know where it's at.
Okay.
They know where it's at, and they know that's that, there's been no problems at all with asbestos on the bottom floor. I cannot speak about other floors in the building because we're not occupied. On our floor, we have that, and they know it, we know where it's at.
Anybody? All right, moving to 13. Commissioner Rodney Mahaffey to discuss on hospital.
Basically, it's already said what I was before the table.